Hi everyone, welcome to Simply Nails Tiny Studio. This is a Dreadlock love video. How are you doing today? Now, what I wanted to talk to you about is a question, and I'm going to pose it to you, especially for you newbies who are just getting started and may have maybe 2 to 3 inches of locks on your beautiful, beautiful crown. There is a saying, and I hear it a lot in these social media streets, that those tiny, cute little locks that you have on your crown that's beginning to grow and thrive and become disciplined, to become future beautiful antennas of the universe. Some people call that stage the ugly stage, the ugly phase. Are those cute little locks forming from your head now? Should you think of it or think of them as ugly? When you look at yourself in the mirror and you see those beautiful dreads forming, should you call that your ugly phase? Let's discuss. First of all, what I really dislike is all of a sudden people have this so-called thing called the 4 or 5 stages of locks. Second of all, let's be honest. There are no stages. Your hair is growing. It's really called growth. That's number 1. Number 2, if you're starting out and you only have maybe 2, 3, 4 inches of hair, yes, your locks are not going to look like this, because this takes time. This takes patience. And how did I first get to this? I was here. And I never once thought that my locks were going through an ugly phase or an ugly stage. Because if I thought that, I would have to call myself ugly. And I do not subscribe to that type of negativity and negative energy. There is nothing ugly about me. So why would my crown have an ugly phase or an ugly stage? To me, that makes absolutely no sense. And when you begin to listen to people talking that way about those beautiful antennas that's forming on the top of your head, which is a symbol of grace, respect, power, and the love of God, and the reverence for God, when you begin to allow that talk to become a part of your vocabulary, when you begin to embrace it, oh, my locks are in the ugly phase, I hate it. You're dishonoring the journey. You have laid the foundation of negativity. You have spoke it into the universe. So your journey can very well be fraught with all kinds of negativity or negative energy. You have just strewn garbage among your paths. No, your Locs are not going through an ugly phase. No, your Locs is not entering the ugly stage. Your Locs are growing and beginning to mature. Do we say that about our babies? Do we say that about our kids, if we have any? Yes, Junior's going through his ugly phase, but eventually he'll be handsome one day. How ridiculous does that sound? Yes, baby girl is going through her ugly phase, her ugly stage. But she'll get it together eventually. If you wouldn't say that about your children or about yourself, why would you say that about your crown? Don't put negativity or negative energy. Don't throw that upon yourself. Don't allow somebody else's negative energy to interfere with your Loc journey. Understand that this journey takes time, it takes patience. Is it going to look like this? And you've just started your journey? And you started with maybe 2, 3, 4 maybe inches of hair? Of course not. I've been on this journey for 20 years come fall. And when I started, I began with a teeny tiny fro. And when that fro became about 2 inches or so, I began my journey. And as I've said before, my hair looked like little tiny shrimps. And I never once said that I'm going through an awkward, ugly phase. I never once said my Locs are ugly. I never once looked at my Locs and said, "Oh, I got to put on a wig because this is ugly." I never once looked at myself and said, "Ooh, look at that. Ooh, I don't like it. This ugly stage, I'll be really happy when I get through it." What do I look like? No, I was excited to be on the journey. I was excited because I did not know where this journey was going to take me. I was just happy to be on it. And along the way, I made some mistakes, but I love my hair from the moment that my dreadlocks were born up until this point today. And I say to you, do not embrace negative language and negative talk about your hair. Don't embrace, "Oh, you're going through the ugly phase." No, 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 no. You're going through the growth phase. You're going through the acceptance phase. You're getting started on your journey. You're about to make this one of the most enjoyable and positive experiences of your life. Because see, remember one thing. The way you started is the way you ended. So if you start with a negative talk about, "Oh, this is ugly," remember, that's going to pop back up. somewhere that negative energy is going to pop back up, and you're going to feel that discouragement, disenchantment, and then you'll be saying, oh, guess what? Things aren't working out. So I'm going to I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen before. So don't let that be you. Are your locks in the ugly phase right now? No, they're not. They are in a phase of growth. They are in the growth phase, the getting started phase. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in the tiny studio today. If you have any questions or comments about your dreadlock journey, your starter journey, or maybe you're like me and you're going through the maturing part of your dreadlock journey where you're beginning to gray, let's talk about it. I would love to hear your comments. Don't forget to like. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. Thank you so much for supporting the Tiny Studio. Have a great day.